Improper food preparation, handling, or storage can quickly result in food being contaminated with germs that may lead to illness, such as hepatitis A or diarrheal diseases. Check with your local health department to obtain the regulations and standards for food safety and sanitation, and ask about the availability of a food handler course in your area. Understanding and following a few basic principles can help prevent food spoilage and transmission of infections. Keep food at safe serving and storage temperatures at all times to prevent spoiling and the risk of transmitting disease. Food should be kept at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or colder, or at 140 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer. The range between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit is considered the danger zone because within this range bacteria grow most easily. Leftovers, including hot foods such as soups or sauces, should be refrigerated immediately and should not be left to cool at room temperature. Using shallow pans or bowls will facilitate rapid cooling. Frozen foods should be thawed in the refrigerator, not on countertops, or in the sink with cold water, not hot or warm water. Use only approved food preparation equipment, dishes, and utensils. Only use cutting boards that can be disinfected, which are made of non-porous materials such as glass, formica, or plastic, and use separate boards for ready-to-eat foods, including foods to be eaten raw, and for foods which are to be cooked, such as meats. Wooden food preparation boards are very poor surfaces because bacteria can remain in the pores of the wood during cleaning and sanitizing and create unhealthy situations. Don't prepare or serve food if you have diarrhea, unusually loose stools, or any other gastrointestinal symptoms of an illness, or if you have infected skin sores or injuries or open cuts. Small, uninfected cuts may be covered with non-porous latex gloves. Clean, sanitize, and properly store food service equipment and supplies. Follow dishwashing techniques as specified in your facility's procedures. Use only utensils and dishes that have been washed in a dishwasher or, if washed by hand, with sanitizers and disinfectants approved for this use. One thing we did want to mention, and it doesn't necessarily fall into the category of sanitation, but it's very important when preparing food. Do not, let's repeat that, do not microwave any food using plastic containers. The combination of fat, high heat, and plastics releases dioxins into the food and ultimately in the cells of the body. Dioxins are carcinogen and highly toxic to body cells. Likewise, never use saran or plastic wrap placed over foods that are to be heated or microwaved. Plastics with high heat actually drip poisonous toxins into the food. Use a paper towel instead, and when eating anything in the microwave, use glass, Corningware, or ceramic containers for heating food. The most important thing you can do to keep from getting sick is to wash your hands. By frequently washing your hands, you wash away germs that you have picked up from other people or from contaminated surfaces or from animals and animal waste. What happens if you do not wash your hands frequently? You pick up germs from other sources, and then you infect yourself when you touch your eyes or your nose or your mouth.
Well, it was about Sunday afternoon, about 3 o'clock, and I had a chicken sandwich. And I didn't feel too bad for the rest of the day. The next morning, about 10 or 10:30, I started getting chills. So I left work and went home. And by that evening, I was absolutely as sick as a dog. I couldn't do anything. All I could do was go to bed, go to the bathroom, go to bed, go to the bathroom. My stomach was hurting. I couldn't sleep. The entire body felt really bad. And by late that evening, I was just trying to throw up, but I couldn't. Nothing would come out. So for the next 5 days, I spent totally in bed, going from the bathroom to the bedroom. 5 full days. I was extremely weak. I didn't eat a single thing for 5 days. I got awfully dehydrated, which means I had to take a lot of water, sports drinks, just enough to keep me alive. But for 5 days, I was extremely, extremely ill. If somebody, about the third or fourth day, if somebody said, I will give you a check for $10,000 to get out of bed and walk across the street and pick the money up, I wouldn't have been able to do it. All I could do was try to go to sleep, try to throw up, go to the bathroom, and back to bed. Now, after about 5 days, I began to start eating just a little. But to this day, about 10 or 12 days after the onset of this foodborne illness, I still eat very little. I try to drink as much liquid as I can to keep my body from being dehydrated. But I can tell you, I have never experienced such extreme pain, weakness, and so forth. And I really don't see how young children or old sick people can actually come about and survive such a thing. It's been devastating to me, but I'm in pretty good health. But as somebody that's not in good health, it probably would have killed them.
One of the most common ways people catch colds is by rubbing their nose or their eyes after their hands have been contaminated with the cold virus. You can also spread germs directly to others or onto surfaces that other people touch. And before you know it, everybody around you is getting sick. The important thing to remember is that in addition to colds, some pretty serious diseases like hepatitis A, meningitis, and infectious diarrhea can easily be prevented if people make a habit of washing their hands. When should you wash your hands? You should wash your hands often, probably more often than you do now, because you can't see germs with the naked eye or smell them, so you do not really know where they're hiding. It is especially important to wash your hands before, during, and after you prepare food, before you eat, and after you use the bathroom, after handling animals or animal waste, when your hands are dirty, and more frequently when someone in your home is sick. What is the correct way to wash your hands? First, wet your hands and apply liquid or clean bar soap. Place the bar soap on a rack and allow it to drain. Next, rub your hands vigorously together and scrub all surfaces. Continue for 10 to 15 seconds, or about the length of a little tune. It is the soap combined with the scrubbing action that helps dislodge and remove germs. Rinse well and dry your hands.
It is estimated that 1 out of 3 people do not wash their hands after using the restroom. So these tips are also important when you are out in public. Washing your hands regularly can certainly save a lot on medical bills. Because it costs less than a penny, you could say that this penny's worth of prevention can save you an expensive visit to the doctor. Because it is so important, let's review once again the difference between cleaning and sanitizing. Cleaning is simply washing off food or other debris. Even if you wash with hot water, you're only cleaning. Cleaning does not kill bacteria. To kill bacteria, you must sanitize. There are a number of sanitizing chemicals on the market that help you kill bacteria after washing. Food surfaces, floors, and other surfaces require that you kill bacteria. One of the best sanitizers is common bleach. About 1/4 cup of bleach in a gallon of water is a good sanitizer. Use a sanitizer for killing bacteria on food preparation surfaces, floors, desks, chairs, and other surfaces. For killing bacteria on dishes, glasses, and similar food serving items, use a dishwasher. Bacteria are also killed by heat. Dishwashers generally have water heated to over 140 degrees, which is sufficient heat to kill bacteria.